The wait is finally over. The DSRX, the new machine from Zeromotorcycles, a trial motorcycle, has just been announced in Catania, Italy. What are its main characteristics? Horsepower, range, price, weight. If you want to know all of its secrets, don't miss this video. Let's go!
Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Daniel Montero, electroviajero de vocación, y me gustaría compartir mis experiencias contigo. ¿Te unes? Zeromotorcycles released its first Zero DS dual sport model back in 2010, the first model targeting both road and off-road capabilities. It was presented at the same time as the street model Zero S. Since then, the brand has been incrementally evolving their dual sport model, but without any major breakthrough. It is in 2016 that Zero released the big sister of the DS model, the DSR model, featuring a more powerful motor with more torque, horsepower and higher max speed, the same as the Zero SR motor. The rumors supposedly talking about the new DSRX model based on the FST new platform like the Zero SRF or the Zero SRS started spreading more than 2 years ago in 2020, when the models FXE and DSRX were trademarked for the first time in the USA. Finally, the 12th September of 2022, Zero has officially announced their new model, the Zero DSRX, to the public.
We have the privilege to have Xavier Chivite from xrmotos, dealer in Madrid, on the other side. He traveled all the way from Madrid to Catania, Italy, to share with us the newest and freshest information available for this new model that Zero recently announced. Hi Xavi, how are you?
Hola Dani, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bueno, alguien tiene que hacer el trabajo duro aquí, ya lo sabes. Esta vez me toca a mí, como siempre.
Glad to hear from you. What's new around there?
Ha sido un día fantástico, hemos pasado todo el día rodando aquí en Sicilia, por el Etna. El funcionamiento de la moto, de la nueva DSRX, es increíble.
Thanks for the info, Xavi. Let's get to know the DSRX better.
Let's start with the heart of the motorcycle, the battery. It is the same as the older models SRF and SRS from 2022, which comes now unlocked, and it offers straight out of the box 17.3 kWh of maximum capacity. This capacity would be enough to provide us with 172 km in combined riding, around 130 km at highway speeds and 280 km in city environments. Of course, we can always purchase the extra battery called Power Tank, as I have on my own Zero SR, which adds an extra 3.6 kWh of maximum capacity. That would allow us to reach a whopping 20.9 kWh of maximum capacity. Remember that most brands, including Zero, offers the maximum capacity, but the nominal capacity or useful capacity is 13% lower. We are dealing with a relatively heavy moto, showing 257 kg on the scale, and that is without extras. To move this weight, the bike features a newly redesigned IPM motor, which provides 100 horsepower and 220 Nm torque, an increase of almost 20% over the SRS or SRF models. It will take us from 0 to 100 km per hour in around 3 seconds, quicker than the SRF. The secret of this increased acceleration lies in the reduced gear ratio. Therefore, the max speed of the DSRX is now limited to 180 km per hour. The fact that the motor seems the same from the outside from previous models, but leads to a different horsepower and torque, makes me think that this 7510 motor may still provide more surprises in the future. Regarding the charging capabilities, as it happened in previous Generation 3 models, we see a Type 2 connector. The bike is offered with 6 kW charging power, which could be increased for free at the Cypher store, as recently announced for all 2022 and newer models. If we decide to buy the extra rapid charger, then we could up to 13 kW. With those 13 kW of charging power, we could charge the moto from 0 to 80% in a bit less than an hour. This is the extra I chose for my SRS, and that allows me to ride comfortably 600 km per day. The moto comes in two different colors, white pearl and dark green, similar colors to what we have already seen in previous models and years. The chassis is very similar to that of SRF and SRS models, although it has been slightly modified to fit the new off-road capabilities. What gathers my attention the most is the surprisingly high ground clearance, much more than previous DS and DSR models. And that will be a game changer for off-road capabilities of the new DSRX. In comparison, a GS 1200, a reference in the trail segment, has only 185mm of ground clearance. Not bad at all. The driving position is very relaxed and comfortable, far from the sort of aggressive riding position of the SRF. The handlebar and the false tank are much bigger than in previous models. The windscreen with adjustable height makes it a night edition, so the driver will be better protected against the weather elements. In addition, the storage capacity is increased over previous models, inside the false plastic tank. We have now two different pockets, the normal one, similar to what we saw in previous models, and a new one on the right side, accessible via removing a couple of bolts. This second pocket is ideal to store the motorcycle documentation, tools or similar. When it comes to braking, we see the same J1 brake calipers as in previous models. Another needed improvement is the position of the rear brake pedal. In SRF and SRS models, the rotation direction of the pedal was opposite to that of the movement we do with the foot. Here, the position is reversed and it now goes back to how it was in Generation 2 models, much comfortable and natural. The wheels are matching the size and target audience of the DSRX. It features 19 inches wheels on the front and 17 inches on the back. It has road tires from stock, but we can swap to a more knobby tires for off-road usage. Focusing on the software aspect, the big novelty is the different ABS mapping modes, which we can change according to the conditions of the road. In previous models, we only had the road option. Whether these new ABS modes will be accessible for older models or not, it is yet unknown. Of course, we also have all the nice features we already enjoyed in previous Generation 3 models, like the driving modes, Eco, Sport, City, Rain or Personalized mode. We also have the same Bluetooth connectivity, which will allow us to change the personalized driving mode, configure the max charging percentage or program the charge to benefit from low tarification at night. Finally, let's talk about the price. As you can expect, it won't be cheap. We are dealing with a premium electric motorcycle, and that is reflected on the price. The DSRX will start at 27,650 euros in Europe, taxes included. On top, we would have to add the possible extras we may want to include, like cases, extra battery or extra charger. This is the new DSRX, a motorcycle conceived to be compatible with off-road and on-road routes, a model that is here to improve the performance of the well-known DSR model, present since 2016. The new DSRX has more power, more torque, more battery and better components than those of the DSR, a motto that will be ideal for those addicted to the trail segment. We expect to have the motorcycles ready to be delivered by October, although that information is still pending confirmation from the dealerships.
So, this is the DSRX, end of today's report. Xavi, once again, thank you very much for all the information you have shared with us straight from Catania, Italy. It has been a revelation.
Bueno, Dani, muchas gracias a ti.
We wish you a safe trip back home, Xavi. Until next time we see each other. And once again, thanks to xrmotos in Madrid for making this possible.
Nos vemos pronto. Un saludo, Dani.
Until next time.
If you like electric motorcycles, are curious about them and you want to learn something new, don't hesitate to visit other videos of the channel. Until the next time, fellow electraveler.